Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about This Week at Bungie for November 14, 2019. This Week at Bungie, basically your blog posts and news about Destiny 2 in the past week, current week, and the next few weeks of Destiny 2. First and foremost, we don't have a new calendar, and it scares me, because there should be a new calendar, because if you look at the calendar right now, the next upcoming thing, next Tuesday on the 19th, is the final item in the calendar, the final assault of the Vex. My assumption is the Ichorus portal is gonna just have Vex flood the tower. And yet we don't know what else is going on after that, because what we do know is the next DLC comes out, or at least the new season starts on December 10th, and that's about when the DLCs usually come out this time of year. So, what is between now and then? There's gotta be something else, whether it just be like extra Gambit Infamy rank or extra Vanguard rank. They always do something like this at the end of the season, and I'm wondering when they're going to release that calendar. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Wait, hold on. Sorry, forgot. Cute animals on the beginning of the screen. Let's move past this whole audible TWAB garbage that I say on every single one of my videos. There's cute animals on the screen. You know you love it. It's amazing. I love it. I love to look up and Google cute animals. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about This Week at Bungie. I would say there's a small to a medium amount of stuff in this particular TWAB. Mostly just kind of a review of the Festival of the Lost, introduction to some new community people, as well as some changes to Recluse and One-Eyed Mask and some known updates and issues and whatnots. And that's why you're seeing the One-Eyed Mask right here, is because they will be changing it, not by a lot, but we'll get to that when we get there. Moving on, let's go ahead and get started with this first section. It's basically saying, hey, if you wanted to get the Festival of the Lost Werewolf Auto Rifle or any of the mask or anything from the Festival of the Lost, you have until November 19th, which is next Tuesday's reset, where you have to get everything before that time. On top of that, it will also be the end of the Momentum Control. Where is it? Yeah, Momentum Control will be available until the end of the event. If you don't know, basically it's like SWAT from Halo 3, everybody dies very quickly, you get ability from killing people, and apparently the Jade Rabbit has been dominating, and this is a really funny photo for that, and I really do appreciate that. Moving on, this next section kind of goes over some of these submitted creations for people who dressed up, took some fancy photos of their Festival of Lost stuff, and I like this one. This one's really cool. It's like Vex versus Hive, where they basically just showing off what the community has created. This next section, called A Global Community, is giving us more options for a more global, more language option community members. Specifically, they're having a new French and a new German community head member. Instead of having DMG04 and Deej and Cosmo at the forefront of all the community interactions, we'll now have a French and a German I was gonna say political leader? No, community leader. This next section, called Your Story, is basically them asking you to go on Bungie.net or Reddit and share what you have about Destiny 2, whether it be a tremendous achievement or an utter domination, a human connection. Basically, they want to promote you to promote the community. Moving on to this next section, called Seeking Balance. Basically, there's going to be some nerfs coming up to the Recluse and the One-Eyed Mask. Firstly, before I get into the Recluse nerf, just want to mention something that not a lot of people know, is right now the way the Recluse works is as soon as you get the Master of Arms perk, all of your shots do precision damage. That's how the weapon works. So a body shot and a headshot will do basically the same damage, and that's why this weapon is so powerful, so easy to use, is because it's literally just doing headshot damage at all times. And on top of that, the lightweight frame archetype of SMGs actually have a higher precision modifier than that of the adaptive frames, which have higher damage but less crit damage in the same archetype of RPM. So what they're planning on doing is continuing to have a damage bonus for Master of Arms, but that damage will not default to precision values when the perk activates. So what it sounds like is it's getting a rampage-like bonus. Moving on, they're also affecting One-Eyed Mask. If you did not know, One-Eyed Mask, basically if you get shot, you can see that enemy through the wall with a little hit marker, so you get a crazy amount of wall hack kind of information, and when you kill that kind of person, you get a damage bonus and you get a overshield start to charge. This thing is just completely overpowered because there are no exotics that can do anything similar to this. It has the holy trinity of information, survivability, and extra damage, and that is just in one exotic. And I said in a recent video of mine, the top 5 Titan exotics, the only way to properly nerf this weapon is to take away one of those 3 items, because diluting everything is just going to make it completely useless, and they're half doing that. Basically, they're removing the overshield part of defeating an opponent on inflicted damage to you. Now that does not mean it does not heal. You'll still heal up to maximum health, you just will not get that overshield, which will change it, because that overshield does allow you to kind of rampage into the next battle, but healing yourself is still something that's literally like Wormhusk Crown, and it's still a very powerful thing to have with information, wall hacks, and damage bonuses. So I don't think that this is enough to make the One-Eyed Mask sit down, but it's a step in the right direction. And then lastly, they're going to be buffing the Xenophage. There's a big issue with damage. They're giving it 50% more damage, and that sounds about right, because from my test, it is just super piss poor, not worth an exotic slot, and just doesn't have enough ammo. On top of that, in PvP, they're also going to be giving it more ammo from the PvP crates, so 4 and 6 in the shared and solo heavy crates, up from 3 and 4. And lastly, moving on to the Dr. Bungie section, headed by this blue section here at the top, talking about the known issues, coming updates, and hotfixes coming very soon, as well as the reminders for upcoming things. First and foremost, this is the final week of the Festival of the Lost. Like I said before, the end of it will be Tuesday, November 19th, and of course, that will be the last opportunity to get your Breaktech Wolf, earn mask, and brush your teeth. What is a mastication module? What is this? And of course, play the Haunted Forest and anything that has to do with the event. And apparently in the last week of the event, EVO will be selling the Festival Charm, so it should be right now, where you get 2 hours of increased amounts of Chocolate Strange coin for any activity completion. On top of that, Bungie also wanted to mention that Stadia and Cross Save will be launching next week, so if you wanted to play some Stadia stuff with Destiny 2 and the collection something or another, I don't know, I don't really care. They also wanted to mention that you have only 1 month left until the end of the Season of the Undying, which will be on December 10th. That will be the last opportunity to get the Season of the Undying pin, as well as all the triumphs that are tied to Season of the Undying, because all of the seasonal stuff will go away at the start of the next season. Literally, the entire Vex Offensive will go away at the end of this season. On top of the fact there will be a couple of different bounties that will expire by the end of the season. I'm assuming these are going to be the shader ones. I don't think these are the ritual quest ones. And then lastly, we have the known issues for Destiny 2. First off, apparently an issue with cross-save for people who own Forsaken, and they lose access to the exotic quest for Malfeasance when they defeat the Ascendant Primeval Servitor. Apparently there's also an issue with completing the 10 legendary frames to get Jotun and Le Monarch. Apparently it's bugged and only counting the curated weapon drops from the Black Army Forges. And then finally, apparently there's some incorrect tooltips for the Vanguard Strike. It says complete Vanguard bounties during the week. It should say complete Vanguard strikes with an equipped subclass that matches the week's current elemental siege modifier. Siege? I meant Singe, the Singe modifier. And that's pretty much it. That's gonna be the end of this week at Bungie. Got a couple of different videos for you guys to watch, a couple of little funny ones if you wanted to watch some people play tire game or an animation of the different classes and all that whatnot. But that is pretty much it. That's the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you had any questions, any concerns, any compliments. I'd be more than happy to receive them. But that's it. My name's been Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.